Hi, I'm Kathleen Sams, and today I'm going to show you how to work provisional cast-on. I've got a couple of different methods here that you can try. Provisional cast-on is many times used if you want to add a collar to your piece, or maybe you want to seam things together, and this is a great way to graft them, or maybe you're making a scarf or something where you have two pieces wanting to go in the same direction, and this is a great way to work live stitches later. So what we're going to do is start with a slip stitch or slip knot on our needle, and this is our working yarn, and this is my favorite way of working it. So we're going to start off with a circular needle, and instead of using waste yarn, I like to use the circular needle. That way I have the stitches already on the needle ready to go when I'm ready to start the next section. So we're just going to wrap around, and you see how I've done that. So here we go, we've got it started. Let me get this over here. So we're going to go over, under, up through there, over, and there we're making our stitches. So follow me. Go get your equipment and set and follow and watch me do this. And you're adding 2 stitches as you're completing this. Over, under, over. And so you can see that this really does work. Here we have a piece where I've knit, and this is the direction the knitting. And here I have my live stitches on my circular needles ready to go. So all you have to do is just pick up your yarn and start in. Another way of working a provisional cast-on is to take what we call a scrap yarn or a waste yarn, which would be a different color than what you're actually using. And I would use the same weight yarn as what the product, what you're actually working with. So again, this time we're going to start with a chain, and I've just made 10 chains. Make more chains than what stitches actually are called for in the pattern. That way you've got a few stitches on the end, on each end, so you can pull this out later. And what I like to do is, if you look at this, you can see the chains. Flip it over, and you see there's bumps going across here. And this is where I place the stitches. So I'll leave a few chains empty. That way that gives me like my little rip cord that I can pull at the end. And we're going to insert our needle. And all you're going to do is go in there, look at this, and you just pick these up. And you're pulling them through. See there? And you just place these all on your needle as you're going across. Here we have a piece where I've actually done the swatch to show you. Now here you can see this is the chain. We've come in and we've picked up and we've knit our stitches. So what you're going to do now is come in, pull this out. And this is, like I say, have you ever purchased like a bag of dog food and had that little zip thing on the top of it? Well, that's what this is like. So you pull it very carefully, and you may want to have your needle handy so you can pull your stitches. I'm leaving this so you can actually see the live stitches, and like I say, you be very, very careful when you pull this out. There we go. See here? There's our live stitches. So all we have to do is come in, insert our needle, and pick up those live stitches and continue on. There is also another method of doing a provisional cast-on with a waste yarn. And we're going to start this time by doing a slip knot with both of them held together. So you make a slip, slide that on there. Keep your working yarn, so the yarn that you're actually using in your project will be the top yarn. Your waste yarn will be the bottom yarn. And you're going to hold it like you would if you're doing a long tail cast on. You're going to come over the top, underneath, around, and wrap it. It's just like I was showing you how to do it when we did the adding for the circular needle. It's the same motion. So you can either use this method or the circular needle, which is what I like, because that way the needles are already there and I don't have to worry about pulling this out in the end. See how we're doing this? over, under, up through, over, around. And what it's doing is it's twisting. And you see your scrap yarn there. When you get your knitted piece completed, these little loops here, when you pull this out, they'll make little loops like it did on the other piece, and that's where you insert your needle. That's all there is to provisional cast on.